Hey, what's up guys? This is Batfan1128 and this is going to be my top 10 graphic novels or stories, if you want to say that, because I'm going to be showing certain stories like number 10 here, The Walking Dead. It's continuing on, it's just a continuing story. It doesn't really end, so... But that's the only one like that. The rest are just top 10 graphic novels. And starting off at number 10, I'm going to talk about them a little. Starting off at number 10, The Walking Dead Compendium number 1. And Compendium number 2. There we go. The Walking Dead's a great series. It's just a little dark and just sad at some points, but in all, The Walking Dead, if you like the show, I suggest you read it unless you're a huge fan of Daryl Dixon. If you can live with the fact that Daryl is not and Merle were never in the comics, and I still don't think they are. If you can live with that fact, I would say read these books because they're really good. The third compendium comes out in October, and yeah, I've read both of them in about a week. I got them, I think, a year ago, probably for Christmas. Got them both and read through them. They're great books. I would keep up with the series, but there's a lot of other stuff that I like getting and reading, so I decided to just pick up the compendium once a year. And yeah, it's really good. The art's pretty good in there. It's just black and white. I'll show you a little sample in the second one right here. There's the group and Rick. Yeah, the art's pretty nice. Speaking of nice art, at number 9, we got Kingdom Come. Yeah, Mark Waid wrote this. It's great storytelling. It's like in the far future, Superman has just given up on just stopped being a superhero, and he's like in the middle of Kansas, like growing a farm and everything, and these new superheroes are just reckless and stuff, destroying buildings, and he has to come back and teach them a lesson. But the story is great, but the art just makes it 10 times better. Alex Ross is my favorite artist, and he is just fantastic. He is amazing. I got if you saw my collection video, I have the Absolute Justice. I love his art in absolute form. It just brings the book to life more, and I wish I had Kingdom Come in absolute form. It's like $100. Maybe I'll get it. I gotta get a job. But yeah, Kingdom Come, great story, great art. I'll give you a little sample also of the art. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a good page. One sec. Yeah, we'll go right here. Red Robin. Dick Grayson is Red Robin. Art's fantastic. Orion, I'm pretty sure. Superman. Yeah, it's a great book. I suggest you pick it up. At number 8, we got Y the Last Man. This is the first book. I've only read the first book, but it's a great, just all around series. The art is amazing. The story is awesome too. The conflict with his sister, just everything about it, and like the mystery of who is sending I think it's like Iraq or something, like Saudi Arabia type of friggin' army woman after him. But the mystery behind that's also intriguing, and it's just really good. And Brian K. Vaughan's writing Saga right now. Brian K. Vaughan's a great writer, and yeah, Vertigo. This is actually the first Vertigo book I think I read. If you count Watchmen as Vertigo, I don't know. Probably not. But there's some of the cover art, some of the art inside. It's a great book. Nice hardcover edition too. At number 6, we got a classic, Batman: The Killing Joke. If you've seen my collection video, I'm a huge Batman fan. I got pretty much nothing but Batman. But I'm getting more. I'm getting into Marvel. I have 2 Marvel books right now, but I'm getting into Marvel. Daredevil, X-Men, definitely. Definitely Civil War, maybe more of the events of Marvel, more big events that happen in Marvel. But back to The Killing Joke. It's a short book. It's really just gets to the point. And Alan Moore just, I don't know, like, nothing's wrong with Alan Moore's writing, but, like, in this, it's a great story. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. It's just, what was going through his mind when he was writing this? He was just like, let's just really fuck up someone's life, you know? It's like, it was, like, yeah, it's just crazy. I want to get a big, huge poster of this cover and hang it somewhere in my room. And if I eventually get that, I'll show you. I'll do a video on it. But this book is really just crazy, messed up. It's good though. It's not like bad and messed up like All-Star Batman, Robin. That's just bad, messed up. But yeah, I'll show you some art in it. There's a good picture of the Joker. And underneath the cover, there's this nice purple, just Batman Joker, ha ha ha, around it. Nice hardcover edition. At number, let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7. At number 6, a book I read 2 days ago and had it signed. To Pat, I pledge you. Thanks, Scott Snyder. Witches by Scott Snyder and art by Jock. The art in this book is fantastic. Jock, you can never go wrong with Jock. He's a great artist. He did Black Mirror. He's done... If you saw the new Batman, Superman variant Joker cover, he did that cover. He's done a couple other things, but Jock's art is amazing, and the story is great too. It's the first 6 volumes, and it's an image book. It's horror. If you like horror, check it out. If you like Scott Snyder, check it out. Jock, check it out. It's a great book. It's more than just horror. It teaches, like, it doesn't teach. It shows that Scott Snyder really cares, because he wrote 6 essays, 1 for each issue that came out. In the back of the issue would be the essay. They put all 6 in the back of this trade, and those essays, if you read them, which I suggest you do, they show you how much he cares about everyone that buys his stuff and reads his stuff. He really cares, and he's not like any other writer out there in DC. He writes for the enjoyment of the reader, and he tells the stories he wants to tell. Like this, he's a DC guy, so if he has Batman story, he'll write Batman. But if he wants to tell a story of his own, he'll go to Image, or he'll ask DC to do a Vertigo book, and he'll write that story that he wants to tell. And he's just a great guy and great writer. And the essays, and one of the essays he talked about working at Disneyland. Yes, he worked at Disneyland, and he was in a Buzz Lightyear costume. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it's a great book. I'll show you some art. Let's see. There's a good page to show some art. It's pretty good. Jock's art is just fantastic. And there's a witch over here, back there. Great book. It's a fantastic book. Now, here's my top 5. Right here. Number 5, we start with the second Marvel book I've ever read. And that is Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. If you have watched the Daredevil series on Netflix and you want to get into it, I don't care what everyone else says and they say, start with the new stuff, start with Wade's stuff. I know it's good. I've heard nothing but great things from it. And I will read it eventually. But start at the beginning. Start with this book. You will not be disappointed. This book is fantastic. John Romita Jr.'s art is great. And Frank Miller's writing in here is just so descriptive and powerful. And it's nothing like All-Star Batman and Robin. It is nothing like that. It is great. It's fantastic. And it just tells a fun story of Daredevil. And I look forward to picking up the rest of Miller's run and some more Daredevil in the future. I'll show you some art. You know what? I'll just show you the back cover. The last final page. John Romita. That's the first time you see Daredevil this whole book in his red costume. But yeah, that's awesome art. Great story by Frank Miller. Now moving on to number 4. Of course, my favorite writer, Scott Snyder. Batman Court of Owls. Batman Volume 1, The Court of Owls. This book is fantastic. Greg Poole's art is amazing, and of course Scott Snyder is probably the best writer right now in comics, next to probably Robert Kirkman and Jeff Johns. But Scott Snyder, he really explored a different part of Batman, and introducing the Court of Owls really changed the game for Batman. You're so used to Batman just owning the city and knowing that he has everything under control, even at the worst times. You know, Batman, he's Batman, he has it. But when you realize that this Court of Owls has been under his nose for years, just working in secrecy, killing people, and Batman has never realized, like, it just shocks you. It's like, wait, so the greatest detective on Earth couldn't figure out that someone was working under his nose? And then you find out that he actually knew about the Court of Owls, looked into them, and didn't find anything as a kid because he thought the Court of Owls was behind his parents' murder. And he couldn't find anything about them. But it's an all-around great book. If you want to start Batman and you're not as interested in Robin, I would start just right here with some Batman. That's a great great depiction of the Batcave, dinosaur on top, Bruce. I'll show you one more page here. Some of the villains. You see Two-Face, Scarecrow, Professor Pig, Mr. Freeze in the left corner there. Yeah, and all around great book. Now, here are my top 3 books. I liked a lot of the stories of this run or story arc. So I couldn't really decide which book to put in, which book to not. So I decided just to put in the big collection of it, the Joker, Death of the Family. I loved almost everything they did with the Joker during this run, with all the different tie-ins. Like, the Catwoman was not that great. The Red Robin and Teen Titans, I hated that, because Joker freaking killed Jason Todd. So you're telling me they didn't have, like, as close as a relationship as Joker paralyzing Barbara Gordon? And, you know, like, I thought Joker would do something really messed up. He kind of did towards the end, but I thought, like, he would have a bigger plan for him like he did for Barbara. I really loved the Batgirl one. Of course, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, mostly behind the main story arc of it, so that was great. And just, you didn't really know what the Joker is going to do, and that's the Joker. You don't know what he's going to do. He's so unpredictable. He never has a plan. He just goes into it, and he's like, I feel like murdering people today, you know? And that's almost what he did in here, and it's pretty much, it's just a pure Joker story, and it was great. I'll show you, I'll actually show you, I'll look for it. If I don't find it in the next couple seconds, I won't show it, but if I find it, I'll show it. It's my favorite little panel in this whole book. If I can find it, that's actually nice, but I'm not going to show that. I'm almost there, guys. One second. Is this? No, that's not it. Should have known it was going to be in the back. Oh, it's here. Damn it. One sec. I have it. It's right here. Alright, got it. That's the Joker. With his face, with him hanging upside down, with his face upside down on his cut off face upside down on his face. So that's his eyes coming out of his mouth, and his mouth and his 2 eye sockets. That's drawn by Patrick Gleason, and this panel is amazing and creepy, and yeah. But if you want to just get the bulk of the Death of the Family storyline, I would suggest this. If you want to get some good crossovers and don't want to get this, I would get the Batgirl, Nightwing, and definitely Batman. Just those 3. Those were really good. And yeah, so down to the last 2. My second favorite graphic novel ever, Identity Crisis. This book is fantastic. The art, the mystery, I love mystery. I love just the unknown, you know? And Brad Meltzer just does that. Just, you don't know who is the murderer and what's happening. But a lot of twists and turns, just all around great book. And it really just changed the face of DC. Like, it showed DC that they can change some stuff. Like, they can change the DC universe without having big cosmic time traveling crises that destroy the Earth or destroy the timeline or change the timeline. It showed that you can do something and, you know, like, change the face of the universe just by telling a story. And that's what Brad Meltzer did. A lot of just sad deaths and just terrible things happen in this book. If you get really offensive about rape, I would not read it. But art is fantastic. I'll give you a panel right here. Let me just find it. Of course, I'll show you a panel of Batman, Green Arrow, Ray Palmer, the Atom. Yeah. Pretty great. And lastly, my favorite graphic novel, number one on my list is Batman: The Long Halloween. It's mystery, and that's what I love. Tim Sale's art is very unique, and he does a great job in this book. And Jeff Loeb's writing in this book is fantastic. It's just the perfect Batman story to show his detective side and how just great Batman is. And it's just a great twist and turns mystery. You're never sure who really is the murderer. Whenever someone's murdered, one sec. Goes this black and white, and whatever the item for that holiday is, because it evolved around the holiday killer that just killed a bunch of like mobsters and stuff on holidays, and like on April Fool's Day he shot like an outline at the Riddler, and like, yeah, whatever the item was, like it was a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, so this is Thanksgiving and they did a cornucopia. It would make that colored, everything else black and white, and that was really, really unique. And here's a great Joker panel right here. Joker in this book, Tim Sale's Joker, had like a really, really long chin, like right there. It was just really good. But yeah, if you're a Batman fan, I definitely suggest you pick this up. It's a great book, and yeah, that's my favorite graphic novel. I'll do some honorable mentions that I thought about putting in there, but they're close to being my favorite in the top 10. But just, it's either I don't remember much from reading them, and I'll have to reread them eventually, or it was just not as good to put it over and into it. So some honorable mentions are Batman Earth 1, Volume 1 and 2. I would count that as one story, one combined story. Everything about that book's great. Batman: The Black Mirror. It was a good book. It was just not one of my favorites. Batman Year One, the art in there is great. Batgirl, Destruction's Daughter. That book is great. It's great. Cassandra's Kane story. And two more. I got Watchmen. I liked it. I think it's just, I don't know. It's good, but it couldn't get in the top 10. And then lastly, X-Men God Loves, Man Kills. That story is great, and I was thinking about putting it in, but then I made some tough decisions. But yeah, that's my top 10 graphic novels. This is Batfan1128. Please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.